Hello lovely people, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Adrian and today I wanted to talk about special interests. Special interests are very intense interests common in autistic people. Autistic people will hyper-focus on their special interests for hours and hours at a time, learning as much as they possibly can about it and engaging in all sorts of activities related to it. To be honest, I get scared to even talk about this because I'm the type of autistic person whose special interests aren't really some super niche, unusual thing. Also, I've had the tendency throughout my life to make a specific person my special interest, and I feel like people really judge that. Like, not even that long ago, I saw someone talking about how they don't get how some autistic people can have a person as their special interest, and how they basically think it's weird and, like, you know, just judging, like, you know, and that you shouldn't obsess over people like that. But I mean, okay, in my defense, I would never act like those people who have absolutely no respect for celebrities and feel like they're entitled to invade their personal space and stuff like that. I would never treat someone like that. And I'm not like this, you know, because it's like, I guess I understand when people say that and like how they feel about it. But like, that being said though, yes, there have been a few celebrities that I really loved and been abnormally invested in knowing everything I can about them and spending a lot of time doing things that involve them in some way. But before I keep going, people aren't my only special interest. For like the past several years, my biggest special interest has been spirituality. Every day for like at least 5 years at this point, I have been consuming massive amounts of information about various spiritual topics. But I just want to get back to people right now because probably the reason I decided to make this video is because I seem to have acquired a new special interest person. So, but first I shall pay tribute to my past special interest people. Like, the first person I ever became obsessed with was Hilary Duff. I was really young at the time, like elementary school age. I was obviously obsessed with watching Lizzie McGuire, the show, and then, you know, because that would have been my first exposure to Hilary Duff. So that was my favorite show. I loved watching it. And then when the movie came out, and I had the movie on DVD, I think, and I watched it over and over again, of course. The thing is, I've also had a lot of special interest in, like, different movies and shows at different times of my life. There's been a good amount of movies and shows that I have watched many, many times. Like, I used to watch Lion King all the time. I used to watch Lilo and Stitch all the time. The friggin' Harry Potter movies. I love Harry Potter. I read all the books, watch all the movies. I used to force my mom to have Harry Potter movie marathons with me. The dog is just yelling in the background. But anyway, I also had Hilary's music on CDs. Like, I remember going on long car rides and just having my little CD player, you know, with my headphones, and just listening to Hilary Duff. And like, the first couple like diaries I had as a kid, I just filled with writing her name. I would write Lizzie McGuire over and over again, and then at the point at which I learned her actual name, I wrote Hilary Duff all over it, and it would just be like pages and pages of that. That would be the majority of my diary as a kid. My family apparently didn't think much about my obsession with Hilary Duff. I don't know. Also, you know, also when I was even younger than that, honestly, I was obsessed with Scooby-Doo, and I had everything Scooby-Doo, and that was probably actually my very first ever special interest with Scooby-Doo. But yeah, okay, the next special interest person I hold very dear to my heart, but it seems I have phased them out at this point, or at least I'm just not as in the know about them right now. Though I imagine I will still continue to keep up with them mildly. And this person is Demi Lovato. This started like 2009. That's when I was really like, oh yeah, I love Demi. This is my favorite person ever to exist. And this lasted really all the way up until very recently. I guess this started to fade after like my first couple years of college, maybe. That would have been like 2017, 2018. I mean, I still even obsessed over Demi's last album. I mean, I've got it on CD. I played it in my car. Like, it's still in my car right now, but my radio stopped working. Or it's the sound. I mean, the radio, I guess, is fine. It's the amp that's like messed up anyway. But yeah, and that last album was 2022. But I had stopped, like, by then being so deeply involved in the fandom by then, I guess. But I spent basically all my free time back then obsessing over Demi, and I had a fan page on Instagram and on Twitter. The Instagram one actually had a lot of followers, and I was really proud of it, to be honest. And it even helped me win concert tickets once, so that was lit. I used to annoy my friends all the time talking about Demi. Anyone who even knew a little bit about me back then knew that I was obsessed with Demi Lovato. I mean, all you had to do was follow my freaking Twitter, because even on my main Twitter account, I was like obsessing over Demi. Like, you really did not have to know me long before you knew this. Now, because like by this age, because it's like my teen years, I had a little bit more freedom and access to things, so that was big for me. Because obviously when you're a little kid, you only have so much control over things, so it's like not as like you can't know as much, because you're limited by how much you can learn by what like your parents are allowing you to have access to, you know. But yeah, so like, you know, obviously when I was starting to be really invested in Demi Lovato, I had access to the internet, and that gave me all kinds of information, so I obviously took advantage of that. And I could have told anyone just like so many random facts about Demi Lovato. And even when I painted my room in high school, I even added Demi's like signature heart in one of the corners of my room. I bought her merch whenever I could. Like, listen, if I had just been rich my whole life, I would have been to so many more Demi concerts and bought so much more merch. But, you know, I'm a little bit limited in that department. But I watched all her documentaries. I watched anything she ever made an appearance in. Like, I watched Glee just to watch the episodes that they were in. Like, I had never watched that show before. I actually didn't have any interest in watching that show. Yeah, no offense if you love that show. Like, I had never watched it before, and I only watched it because Demi was in some of it. I'm telling you, I was heavily invested in everything she was doing, and I absolutely neglected sleep and homework and taking care of myself in other ways just so that I could keep learning about Demi Lovato and like making fan edits of them or whatever I would do, you know. But yeah, so I realized that I could truly go on and on about just how much I love Demetria, and still do, but times are just different now, and I've kind of moved on. They still hold a special place in my heart. Demi's existence and music got me through so much. I thought maybe I was past becoming that level of obsessed with a music artist by this age, but I fear I am doing it again. So, the dog's barking again. Okay, now, for some time, I've been seeing I had been seeing like these clips of Aurora all the time on like YouTube and things like this. And I was aware of just some of her music. When I started seeing these clips of her all the time, just talking and things like that, I was like, oh wait, my soul actually loves her soul. And I was feeling such a connection to her, and I was like, hold on, what have I been doing with my life? What have I been doing with my life? And so the first thing I think I did was I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch a full interview of her. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm tripping. I could listen to her music ages ago. And so I've since listened to all of her music and continued to watch many interviews of her. I watched a documentary of her, read her Wikipedia page, and all the things. I've been listening to all her music on repeat and just been continuing to read and watch things about her. And honestly, I kind of feel like my will to live has been like reawakened. I've been like reborn, rejuvenated. I actually feel like she genuinely has reminded me of why I'm alive with her art, her music, but also just things that she says in these videos that I've watched. Like, she's such a wise soul, and like, it's like she never lost connection to her free, childlike soul, and it's such a beautiful, magical thing to witness. You know, she just lives like she never let anyone shove her into some box, and it's like, I see so much of myself in her, and it inspires me to get in touch with those parts of myself again, because unfortunately I grew up thinking many things must be wrong with me because of the feedback that I got from the people around me. But it's like in her, I can see the beauty of what certain aspects of me could be, and I watch her interact with other people, and I feel like maybe it wouldn't be so bad if I just let myself be myself around anyone. Like, just free always, and not ever worry about certain people not getting it. So, anyway, yeah, Aurora is actually like a divine angel goddess that I just feel so lucky to share the planet with. Like, to be alive at the same time as Aurora? Are you kidding? This is the best thing ever. If you also love Aurora, let me know. Let's talk about it. And if you don't like Aurora, keep that shit to yourself. I don't want to know. You know, part of me feels kind of bad about basically replacing Demi with Aurora, but you know, I have grown and evolved, and I just feel like at this time Aurora is much more in alignment with me at this point in my life. She just speaks to the truth of my soul. Also, I made a whole collage on Pinterest of Aurora, and it's my wallpaper on my phone. I think it's really cute, and I'm proud of it. Okay, so I'm about to end this video. Let me know what your special interests are. My main ones right now are, like I said, spirituality and Aurora, which, low-key, Aurora also falls into the category of spirituality because her music is extremely spiritual. And if you disagree, you're not really listening, because I'm telling you, she is speaking like ancient soul wisdom. Oh, and also, autism obviously is like a special interest. I still spend a lot of my time learning about autism and watching other autistic creators and things like this. And I obviously have made this YouTube video where I've made multiple videos so far just to talk about autism and autism related things. And yeah, so obviously that too. But anyway, It's okay if your special interest is a person, or if it's TV shows or movies or something like this. It's still valid. It doesn't have to be some super eccentric whatever. Though real quick though, I will say I do occasionally get like hyperfixations on super odd niche things, so don't be fooled. I've got a lot of interests that aren't exactly like mainstream. They just aren't at the same level as special interests. Like, I do also have ADHD, and I love going down random rabbit holes all the time. It's very exciting. Those things are just a little bit more fleeting. So, yeah, I've probably been talking enough. Thank you all for watching. If you want to, like this video and subscribe, I would really appreciate it. And if you would like to send even more support my way, you can donate to my Ko-fi, which I will have linked in the description. No pressure though. I appreciate you, and I'm wishing you all the love and joy and fulfillment in the world. See you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.